Hey Bulldog fans, I'm Will Hudson and welcome to the Bulldog Blitz. Samford Baseball started a series of fall preseason games over the weekend with a scrimmage against the defending national champions Mississippi State. During the first 7-inning exhibition, Mississippi State defeated Samford 7-3. Samford played the national champions a lot closer during the second matchup, but fell short 1-0. The games were the first under new head coach Tony David. Coach David was a longtime assistant coach at Samford under Casey Dunn, who left for UAB earlier this year. Samford men's tennis hosted UAB, Florida State, Lipscomb, South Alabama, and Louisiana Lafayette at the Samford Fall Invite this past Friday through Sunday at the Samford Tennis Complex. This was the second tournament hosted by the Bulldogs this season. The matches had to be moved indoors on Sunday due to rain. Men's tennis will be back in action on October 14th at the ITA Regionals. Samford's women's volleyball team kicked off their 5-game road trip this weekend in North Carolina. Starting off at UNC Greensboro, the Bulldogs lost a tough one in straight sets. They then made the drive south to Cullowhee to face Western Carolina. That game also resulted in a loss for the Bulldogs, this time 3-1. Samford stars Lauren Deaton and Kenya McWhirter led the team in kills with 27 for Deaton and 31 for McWhirter. The Bulldogs will look to get back on track at East Tennessee State this Thursday at 6:30 on ESPN+. The Samford Bulldogs football team came up just short against Mercer this past Saturday in a hard-fought 45-42 contest. Samford quarterback Liam Welch finished the game with 4 touchdowns and a pair of interceptions. Jay Stanton rushed for 101 yards and Montrell Washington had 70 all-purpose yards to go with 3 touchdowns. Here's Caden Sturgis with more on the SoCon football landscape.
Thank you, Will. 2 weeks into conference play, 4 teams still control their own destinies. 2 more can easily play themselves into playoff contentions, while 3 teams are already eliminated from conference championship contention. One of the most surprising teams so far has been Mercer. The Bears have been mauling SoCon opponents so far this season. Mercer started out SoCon play by blowing out preseason contender Furman, and followed that up by running all over Samford. Mercer looks like a true contender for the conference crown. ETSU was a favorite to win the SoCon before the season started, and the Buccaneers have lived up to the hype. ETSU started the season off by upsetting Vanderbilt before collecting gritty wins over Wofford and Samford. ETSU is the only undefeated team left in the SoCon at 5-0. The Citadel upset defending conference champion VMI over the weekend. The Bulldogs still determine their own destiny, but will face an uphill climb this weekend in Johnson City versus ETSU. Chattanooga stomped a mud hole in Western Carolina Saturday night to improve to 1-0 in conference play. The Mocs will need to prove themselves over the next 2 weeks when they play preseason favorites VMI and ETSU. Furman and VMI were upset by Mercer and the Citadel early in the season, but both can easily make the playoffs if they run the table. However, both the Paladins and Keydets will need some help to get back into SoCon contention. Samford, Western Carolina, and Wofford find themselves virtually eliminated from playoff and championship contention after taking their second conference losses this weekend. The season so far has been wild. Parity has increased due to super seniors and the quick turnaround from the spring season. It truly has been a renaissance season for college football at all levels. I'm Caden Sturgis, and that's a look at the SoCon.
Speaking of SoCon football, all-time FCS passing leader and Samford alum Devlin Hodges is heading north after agreeing to a 3-year contract with the Ottawa Redblacks of the Canadian Football League last week. Hodges makes the move after spending 2 seasons in the NFL with the Pittsburgh Steelers and a brief preseason stint with the Los Angeles Rams. The CFL's rules are a little different from its American counterpart, but Hodges says he does not expect it to be a difficult transition.
Yeah, there's obviously some differences. The field's bigger. You play with 12 guys instead of 11, and you don't have 4 downs. You got 3 downs. So there's definitely some differences, like I said. But as far as adjusting to them, at the end of the day, it's still football. You still got pick catch, and you just got an extra receiver, and you got a bigger field. So to me, that just looks like just another opportunity for more passing.
We look forward to following Devlin this season. The Redblacks will face off against the Toronto Argonauts Wednesday evening. And Devlin isn't the only Bulldog making a splash in professional sports. Nikolai Kolp has the story of another Samford graduate who chased the checkered flag this weekend at Talladega.
The NASCAR Cup Series made its second of 2 trips to the Talladega Superspeedway in 2021 this past weekend. When NASCAR is in town, fans all talk about the owners, the crew chiefs, and of course, the drivers. Some of the most important people are overlooked, and that is the pit crew. RJ Barnett, a Samford alumni, is a tire carrier for the Hendrick Motorsports number 5 team. Barnett graduated from Samford in 2009 and joined Hendrick in the same year. Barnett, a Pinson, Alabama native, still has family that lives in the Birmingham area.
It's always nice. I get to come home. I get to see family. Every one of my family members is still in the Birmingham area. So anytime I get to come home to Talladega, it's nice. It's like a little homecoming for me. So I do appreciate those two dates on the schedule.
Barnett's path to Hendrick Motorsports is unique. Barnett talked to his physiology professor, Dr. Young, before his exam, and Dr. Young asked him what his passion in life was.
I really had no idea. I was going to say kids because I was an education major at the time. And I think I was going to the race that weekend, honestly, and I just said NASCAR.
Dr. Young knew someone in the NASCAR industry and helped Barnett get an internship. Barnett said that the training that the pit crew does is very similar to football training. He said that they watch film the day after the race, that they have weight training, and also have a training staff to help with recovery and injuries. Barnett was a part of the most dominant era in NASCAR history, joining the 48 team with driver Jimmy Johnson. Johnson, who won 5 straight titles from 2006 to 2010, holds the NASCAR record for the most consecutive titles and is also tied for the most titles of all time, winning 2 more in 2013 and 2016.
I thought it'd be cool to win a race one day and go to victory lane. And now I think, I'm probably one of the most successful pit crew members of all time when it comes to how many times I've been to victory lane. I'm very, very fortunate and very blessed.
Jimmy Johnson retired at the end of the 2020 season, and the 48 was rebranded to the 5, with Kyle Larson taking over. Larson and the 5 team have 6 points-paying wins, with the All-Star race win as well, the regular season championship, and are currently competing for the NASCAR Cup Series championship.
Take what we've been doing, keep winning, keep leading laps, put yourself in a position, every weekend to be up front and to capitalize on other people's mistakes. This team's hungry. We went several years where, winning didn't come easy, or didn't come at all. So to be back in this position, it's, we want it. I know that for sure. Kyle wants it. He's he's excited. He wants to be the best.
Larson spoke highly of RJ Barnett.
Super athletic guy, great guy. Glad to have him part of our 5 team, and need to be here to race that's close to where he spent a lot of time.
The race was postponed to Monday due to rain at Talladega. Unfortunately, Larson was involved in a crash on lap 56 that resulted in heavy left side damage. Barnett and the rest of the crew worked quickly to fix the car as they only had 6 minutes to fix it due to NASCAR's damaged vehicle policy. After Larson had reached minimum speed, he had a right front tire go down, which resulted in more damage on the 5 car. The team once again worked quickly to fix the car and got Larson back out. The race was called official on lap 117 due to rain, with Bubba Wallace being declared the winner. Larson finished 37th, multiple laps down. Larson and the 5 team currently sit 22 points above the cutoff line heading into the elimination race at the Charlotte Roval this upcoming weekend.
Samford women's soccer returns home this weekend with games against Wofford on Friday night and Furman on Sunday afternoon. Wofford has allowed 27 goals this season, so look for the Bulldogs offense led by Alyssa Frazier and Taylor Yunt to be aggressive early. The crowd also figures to play a factor on Red Sea night at Shauna Yelton Field. Then on Sunday, the Bulldogs face Furman's high-powered offense. The game is a rematch of last season's double overtime thriller in the SoCon Championship game, which Furman won. Next Monday and Tuesday, both the women's and men's golf teams will be heading out of state. The women are traveling northwest to Jonesboro, Arkansas to face Arkansas State University. They're led by Bailey Dunstan, who is currently ranked 11th in the SoCon. The men's team, led by 20th ranked Brendan Riley, are headed east to Duluth, Georgia to compete in the Georgia State Invitational. And now, here's Mara Casey to talk about the intramural sports at Samford.
Samford intramural sports are in full swing as students already have the opportunity to compete in sand volleyball, spike ball, cornhole, and 3-on-3 basketball tournaments. The flag football season is currently underway with playoffs just around the corner. With all that and what's to come, Samford Campus Recreation is anxious to see what the intramural sports bring to student life this year as we get back to some normalcy. Gabe Williams, the new coordinator of Campus Recreation, shares what he's most excited about moving forward.
Just the student engagement. Coming off of COVID last year, coming off of that tough year with no fans at intramural games and people having to wear masks. I'm just excited to get back to a more normal state this year.
As flag football has been Gabe's favorite intramural event so far, junior Mariah Haley would say the same. Haley serves as an intramural chair for Samford Tri Delta and has loved being the sorority's captain for all things intramurals so far this semester.
I wanted to be an intramural chair because it was something I missed in high school, was getting to play sports and playing sports all the time. And coming here and playing with the girls and getting to know them has been really a great opportunity.
Intramurals as a whole have brought a lot of joy and fun to Samford students so far, and it seems as though it'll only get better as the seasons go on. Junior Benjamin Runyon shares how intramurals have impacted his student experience the past few years, as well as which sports he's most looking forward to competing in this upcoming semester.
It's been a big deal for me because in high school, I wasn't able to excel enough to get that D1 scholarship, that D2 scholarship, so I thought sports was done for me, and then coming to Samford and seeing that intramurals is a huge part of the Samford experience has been wonderful. I've just been able to kind of excel, get some shirts and stuff like that. It's been a blessing. I'm super hyped for basketball, so I'm actually a 2-time winner. So I have this shirt, and then I got one underneath that from last year. I think I have 6 or 7 shirts, so just to add into that collection from basketball, soccer, ultimate, it's going to be great.
Intramural sports remaining for this semester are ultimate frisbee, tennis, kickball, indoor volleyball, billiards, and more. For more information on all things campus recreation, you can visit the Campus Recreation page on the Samford website or follow them on social media at Samford Campus Rec. This is Mara Casey reporting.
And that's all for today's show. On behalf of the rest of the crew, I'm Will Hudson, and thanks for joining us on the Bulldog Blitz.